time for a little Funky Friday. From their funky hidden headquarters, your hosts, Keith and Gary. Not Jake. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to TGIF. I am Keith. We're here with John, Fat Steven, Christopher Moonlight, Deleted Scenes, and our buddy Martin.
That's a lot of nuts! Indeed.
Well,
shoot.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
It's not a party until Fat Steven shows up. How are you doing, buddy?
Allegedly.
How you doing, Steven?
I'm doing okay. I'm waiting for John to shake his head as usual, but I'm doing pretty good.
I'm not shaking my
Come on, John. Shake it, John. Shake it.
Do I look like Taylor Swift to you? No.
I said shake your head, not your ass. Nice to see you, bro.
Or Ross. You guys give him a hard time, but he's good at shaking it off.
He is.
I wouldn't know.
Oh.
The question is, how do you know, Chris?
He's a good kid.
Oh, well. Also, hello to everyone in chat. Wow, I think we've got a few people. We got a few people in chat. I'd like to say hello to looks like Tim was first, followed by Penny. Wow, Penny, hello. Anima Confusa, because she's cool like that.
All right. Hold on. Okay.
Yes.
Ladies. Of course, I'm wearing long sleeves, so you can't see the flexing. But
okay.
Nope.
We'll make sure to cast you in the next Expendables movie. I think they're going to make that one for $1.25.
Yeah, no, they'll go straight to Viewmaster.
Oh,
No, it's gonna be called the Expandables to match their waistlines.
wow! And John with the dagger.
thought it was going to be called Depensables to match their diapers.
Yeah.
Oh, double dagger from Chris.
Come on,
Wow.
Chris.
Lady V, hello. Wow. Okay, everybody's beginning to file in. So I
Wait,
guess I'll go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, can we call them the Unmentionables because that's where their career's going?
Oh, jeez, and Steven shuts the door.
Sorry.
Oh,
I love Steven's. There's Cart Kennedy.
look, go ahead.
Put a chick in it and make it gay.
You guys saw what they're doing to Taskmaster, right? I mean, Echo. Taskmaster Light.
Yeah, they're trying to find different ways of burning that one off real quick.
My God, she already has one leg. She's deaf. What? She's not. She copies it.
Wait, tell me what they're doing because I didn't hear.
But
they're changing her powers because the ones she has now are dumb.
You got her lame.
Hey, Anima, it's good to see your comment too. I do miss all of you. I miss coming in here and causing trouble, and I'm gonna have to leave in about 5 minutes, unfortunately, because it's got to do child pickup from school. Apparently.
Oh.
So you're a teaser.
Yes, I am, and I've got so much to talk about. You know me. I've been causing trouble, arguing with people at the guilds. I've been getting nominated for indie film awards. I've been playing with AI, about to blow up the world that way. It's and then I just come in here and wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and Bob's your uncle, and Patty's your aunt. And do you have a second cousin? I don't know.
I call her my sister.
And there goes everybody in Arkansas. Anyway,
I'm sorry. I'll send a banjo to each one who's offended.
He's from a town that has more teeth than people.
And their national anthem is the Deliverance theme.
I apologize. You know what? Let's just go ahead and get into this really quick story.
Yeah,
we were just
before we
talking
get
about it
canceled.
before we were just talking about this before we hit air. For those that haven't heard yet, according to Deadline, the 4th season of Superman and Lois on the CW will be their final season, and it looks like it is officially over for the Arrowverse. Can't say I'm surprised. I am surprised by the fact that they got it down to like 10. Wow, Steven, really?
I'm sorry.
My eyes, man, my eyes. Oh.
There, that's better.
Okay, so I am excited about the Gorilla Grodd design.
Okay. Oh, geez. Anyway, so what do you guys think about that announcement? And are any of you fans of the show besides me?
I haven't watched it yet. I'm saving it.
Still,
I'm behind on it, but yeah.
I have suffered completely from superhero fatigue, unfortunately. And, you're talking to someone who is, Keith, I've advocated for years that they should have taken Steve Rude and Dave Gibbons' World Finest and turned that into the Batflick Cavill movie. I think, but at this point, again, it's just going back to, Hollywood's. They're not headed for a cliff. They've driven the bus off the cliff. Now we're going to start to see the impact as the bus goes splat. And I think it's just the first of it. They're looking for excuses to downsize and then cancel shows. And then we're going to start seeing Hollywood at half power for quite some time. And I just don't think there's room for anything like this anymore, whether it's a fan.
That's not a contradiction because I did enjoy the first episode of season 2 of Invincible, which dropped today.
Really?
Oh,
Yes.
anime.
Oh my! Now I have
And
some
I will give a
homework.
shout out to Netflix because Pluto was fantastic.
wow.
If you like Astro Boy universe crime kind of novel with robots and stuff, go for it. Hour episodes, every one.
Is that live action or animated?
Animated as well.
Anime, yeah.
Okay.
I've been
Now
thinking
I'll ask you
about that
this
one.
because I'm super curious about this, and I'm really sorry I don't get to hang around because this is again
Yeah, well, it's because you hate us. I know. Yeah, you hate us.
The whole thing about like animation is just getting cut left and right. They over invested in it. It's expensive, but I still feel like there is an audience for it. I think they just overspent based on the return they can get for that audience and the competition out there, especially with anime in general. But people like Invincible, they liked, what was that one, Arcane, that they did?
Yes.
Yeah, Arcane was good. Invincible is Amazon, Arcane and Pluto is Netflix.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Yeah. And
Look,
I feel
I
like,
don't pay for it.
but anyway.
looks like the only ones that have truly suffered, really, unfortunately, have been anyone Disney related, because everybody else they're having a good time. They're producing good material, and that shows you how much of a hold that Disney had on the entire industry. If by failing as much as they had, they make it seem like everything's not doing well. Look, John Lasseter is about to basically, I think they've got a project for him over at Netflix. So we're about to see more from him. And it just seems to be ironic that as Disney completely begins to buckle under the weight of its own stupidity, that as far as business goes, that John Lasseter and all former employees of Pixar are finding, at least opportunities and possible success in doing all of the things that they're doing outside of it. It's unfortunate they all couldn't work together like they used to, but for the companies that they have gone to, they're going to vastly improve what they're able to put out. And some of these companies weren't doing bad before they got there.
This is interesting because this is almost history repeating itself in the early to mid 1980s when Disney was floundering back then with their animation, and the Blues Brothers, both, essentially were, I can't remember if they were fired or if they just didn't feel like they were getting the respect that they deserved or the chance to express themselves as animators. But they left Disney and they went and created things like, was it American Tail, Secret of Nim?
Yeah.
Did they do Land Before Time? I can't remember. But Fern Gully, like they essentially ate Disney's lunch, or I drink your milkshake for a while before Disney had their renaissance and kind of took things back. So I'm kind of wondering if with Lasseter we'll see something similar. It'll certainly be interesting how he adapts, or, you know, I feel like Lasseter even needs to reinvent himself a little bit in, you know, current year to recapture the audience.
I think you know what, I kind of have to push back a little bit on that last one. I don't think Lasseter has to change at all. Lasseter is really, look, the formula that he came up with, the way of working, not so much in telling stories, but the way of working that he came up with really benefited Pixar. Pixar decided to throw away that formula when Lasseter left, and you look at the quality has gone down. And really, the formula he came up with was really all about taking care of all of the problems that a story has. Going back, looking at everything, being willing to go back over your own work, be critical of it, bring in additional people to help you improve whatever you do. People keep being mystified by the success of Pixar. There's no mystery to it. They just got very good at doing quality control before they actually put anything out to the general public. And what they got pushed back on and what they got rid of when they got rid of Lasseter was quality control. That's it. That's
not true. They got rid of free hugs.
Well, that too. But quality control does mean something, and that seems to have been not just the problem for Pixar. That seems to have been the problem with Lucasfilm, and it's definitely the problem with Marvel. It's not so much that people are tired of it. It's the fact that the people that are getting paid all of these amazing, big, huge salaries decided, you know what? I don't need to check my work. I'll just hand it in as is because we all know it's perfect. You know,
Dear Hollywood, I will scab for half the price.
You guys want to play a guessing game sometime in the future? It's called Who Do These Dwarfs Look Like and Why Do They Use AI Art? Sorry, I'm talking about Snow White.
All right, gentlemen, I am so sorry to dip out because I'm already starting to have a great time with you and it's got to end. But have a wonderful show. I love you all.
Get a tan. Get a tan. Get a tan. Get a tan.
He can. He's a dad. He's a guy that's, you know, he's doing his thing. Chris, it's good seeing you, buddy. And keep working on those arms, man.
I'll be very buff and pale.
Put a sun lamp on the dumbbell, and just as you're lifting, you're getting even light across the body.
That's a brilliant idea.
And then stand in a water bathtub and see how long you last.
Wow.
I'll do it. I want to be like Woman One, you know? What people think.
Will you do it with me?
Sure. Can you be the little spoon? I'm kind of intimidated by someone behind me.
All right, gents. See you next Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Allegedly.
Wow.
Allegedly. I wasn't kidding either. Like,
Hey.
I'll share the screen, but I am not joking, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys have seen this picture.
Wait.
Oh.
All right. Now, before everyone jumps on here, I'm going to quickly point something out. At the top left, we have George R. Martin.
Okay.
Then we have Tommy Lee Jones, Andre the Giant, and I forget what this one was, but look at the similarities.
Oh, that's Tiny Tim.
Bro, it's Tommy Lee Jones.
No, I mean the one that you couldn't
This
identify.
one?
That's Tiny Tim.
Oh, I thought that was Ellen DeGeneres. My bad. I'm sorry. I'll stop. Sorry. Go back to the show. I'm just being retarded.
Well, today our big topic is celebrating all of the major anniversaries this year. Different television shows.
Okay.
Stuff that really even made me go, "Wow, I've been alive a long time." So John was the one that came up with this. So a big thank you to John. Let's just go ahead and start with the top of the list, the oldest of the shows. So we're sitting right at the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who, which is they're bringing the show back, and
Sorry.
Allegedly.
Oh, there you go.
well,
Hold on.
no. They filmed the specials for the
Yeah, we've
60th
seen the
anniversary.
trailers, but the problem
Yeah,
is a lot
that-
of fans are turned off, and not even David Tennant and Donna can save it. That's how far it's gone now. It's like they've taken their Luke Skywalkers, but they've already wasted them. I'm getting yelled at in private chat, aren't I? Nope, I'm not. All right, good. It's all good.
Jet.
They to show you how off the rails things are most likely going to go. Everyone that has watched this and other shows that we've had, how we feel about Doctor Who. We like the show a lot.
I love the Timeless Children. I love it. It's so good. It's just
given what the last showrunner did to the show with the help of the BBC, and where they decided to point the show for this upcoming season, the fact that they have gotten together with Disney to distribute the show in the United States means that they are not backing down from any of the stuff that they are going to put into this new series. In fact, I think they're going to quadruple down on everything.
Well, Keith, you're right. There was a leak of the first episode script, and what's going to happen is the Doctor and Donna are going to go back in time and make sure there's more than one gender. Sorry.
Yeah.
Pronoun hieroglyphs everywhere, and it's all going to lead up to bad she, him, they, wolf.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with representation at all.
No,
it's just the fact that the writing's just got to be good, and I'm hoping that at least if they're going to do this, that Russell T Davies can at least present us with some really cool plots and characters. Okay.
I think it falls under the whole pretense. There's a difference between diversity in programming and entertainment, and forced diversity being the only characteristic of an entertainment property. And as soon as you take away the characteristics of what made these characters relatable and only highlight one thing, you have pretty much said everyone is the same type of slate. You have one thing to compare to everyone else. And it's not even that you're part of the human race. It's this, or that. And that's not how we work. We're not Borg. We're not a hive mind. We all have relatability in different qualities of not just people on shows and in books and in anywhere, but it's also our next door neighbors and how we associate and deal with people in real life.
Yeah. That's it.
Oh my God, I said something smart. I'm in the wrong pet show. I'm going to
go. Hello, War Monkey.
The problem is they haven't learned that overrepresentation is a thing.
Oh, yeah.
I know I'm going to get canceled for that, but
well, here, let me say it. Let me say it, okay? A lot of this representation is nothing more than just greed. Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Because if people were truly wanting to give opportunities, you would be seeing more original content from many different people, and not a lot of people trying to break into the industry doing what's already been done, making money for people who were making money before they realized that they could actually go down this road and be more socially aware and more accepting of diversity and other things. And that really has been my biggest pet peeve as a man of color.
Your color?
Yeah, I know, right?
Shit.
Damn. But my biggest problem has been that with all of the people in the industry that are working towards this, you're seeing no original content by people of color with new characters, new stories, new anything. And it seems to be trying to get past the idea that, well, we love diversity, but a lot of, creators of color we support them. We just don't want to give them anything and allow them to be creative. They should be helping us make money off of IP that we already own. I mean, the only ones that are really benefiting from this are the actors and actresses. Seriously. When you have an actor or actress take a particular role, especially one that was different, that in the past they may not have been hired for, it's great. That didn't mean anything for the creatives out there that are having to sit on the sidelines and watch as everybody else that has been making money for decades continues to make money. Doctor Who has been around 60 years.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to tell me that no person of color has come up with any new ideas since then? Are you serious? So, that I'm happy that they seem to feel that they need to do this. But it doesn't take away from the fact that it's kind of a bit racist not to have any original programming and original ideas from a lot of the people that they say they want to serve. So, yeah, you can keep coming up with Bridgerton, but I keep throwing back at you, how long have we been watching historical-based television shows about things that we're all used to? When are we going to get an historical-based television show about the long and incredible history of a continent like, say, Africa? And instead of recasting people of color and different gender backgrounds in stories where there have been mainly just a lot of Caucasian people in it, why not just tell stories of people of color and that history and of the good times and the bad times and the wars and everything? There is more than enough room to do that. Because if you're going to continue to go down this road where all you're doing is just replacing people, then that's kind of greedy, and it's very, very lazy. So here, let me get down. Hey, somebody give me a ladder because this soapbox is pretty high. And
I gotta ask for permission, Keith, as I am since not a black man or a black person or any person of color. Am I allowed to even talk about this subject? Because that's another kind of argument.
You've been given a day pass.
I've been given an opinion day pass. Thank you.
There you go.
Fudge. It shows that if they have to just swap a race and take over another character and call it theirs now, it means they have no actual respect for your race or your ethnicity or your religion or your past or your history. They are just saying, this is good enough. We just change the color on the screen.
And we're going to continue to make money.
Yeah,
it's still going to us.
Yeah. That's not representation. That's saying that's all we want to put of care into you feeling validated.
Yep. And again, this is not the most opportune thing to happen if they really wanted to do this. And again, this has been going on for quite a while. This is not like the first year. They've been doing this. They've been in control of this for a while. And so everything they've come up with is mainly about taking properties that a lot of these major corporations already own and just putting people with a slightly different look or sexual orientation or sex to help them continue to make money from the properties that they've been making money all along on. And that, no, you can't keep doing that and expect nobody to say anything. So since it seems like there are people that would like to say something and can't, just for this program, I give you all permission to say whatever. So,
whatever.
There you go. Wasn't that easy?
It's technically what would you call it? It's pretty much like it's POC washing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're just pulling a crayon out of the box and saying, "Here you go."
Yeah. Yeah. It's like laundering money in a way. You're finding a different
laundering
way.
Heritage.
It's
That's it.
a lot of it is the virtue signaling that goes along with it.
Yeah.
Instead of casting a black actor because they're good at the role, they wanted to make the character black, so they cast a black actor.
Mm-hmm. Or instead of going out and finding an original novel or comic,
Yeah,
or even a play by a person of color, you're just going to absorb them into something that you already have. Like, say, hey, instead of an original story over here, we're just going to put more people of color into the Lord of the Rings. See, that's the same thing. It's great. It's like, no, it's not great. All the people that were making money before you guys got hip are still making money. And all you've done is just taken away the opportunity for us to find a new voice, a new creative voice that can create an entire universe that people can get into.
Isn't Eric July doing that? And they're all calling him a shell and all that stuff.
Yep.
No, right? A lot of these people that are
Matt
supposed to
Miller
be
just complimented him today, and they're all saying, well, he just sent you money.
Well, for comic books, there's this there's this world out there called the Dakotaverse.
Yep.
That they've been completely ignoring. The only play it got was a cartoon.
It was good. It was Young Justice. Young Justice did okay. There are two things. They gave them their own cartoon back in the day, but more recently, some of those other characters that hadn't gotten a lot of play out of the Dakotaverse have been seen in Young Justice, and that was really kind of cool. It's great.
Yeah.
But both DC and mainly Marvel is really, really bad at this because they made their bones in the 1970s pointing out that they could do this, that they could have comics with the very diverse characters in the lead. And it's almost like now they are doing the exact opposite with a lot of the stuff that they are coming up with. Wonder Man should not have been something that the actor who they cast in that role, they should have made him the Blue Marvel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yahya Abdul-Mateen should have been the Blue Marvel. He was perfect for that. But it's as if they'd never heard of the character. And that really is what ticks me off as a fan. It's not just the virtue signaling. It's the fact that for the characters that they actually own that are appropriate, that they should be pushing up front, that they should be promoting, they act like they've never heard of them.
Yeah.
And so if you're only going to recognize the characters that you can quote unquote make a lot of money from, that's greed. And you're using people that look like me or are very different from you to help supplement stuff that you've already made money on. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's just like Marvel. It's like, let's turn this character gay. You've already got a gay character. His name's North Star. He's popular.
Yeah. Very popular. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
This has been the subject of our show off and on for a few years.
Yeah.
We're not just coming to this thought now. It is something that we've discussed. And I find it really unfortunate that Disney doesn't really seem to get it. I completely understand some of the arguments from even someone like a Victoria Alonso. The fact of the matter is that they, with all of the arguing, with all of the grandstanding, never thought to themselves at Disney or at Lucasfilm, hey, we're going to go ahead and make a movie with a group of characters, and we're gonna have a black stormtrooper, and we're gonna put him on the poster prominently, and until we decide to actually, make a copy for China, and then he'll kind of shrink and disappear. We'll make plans to make this a major character until such time as we find it convenient to kind of cut him back. It's and again, I say to all of the Kathleen Kennedy defenders out there, she could have very easily have completed the Red Tails trilogy that George started.
Yeah.
She could have completed it. You know, Patty Jenkins would have been perfect to at least film one of those things. Never thought of doing it. Guess it was just too black for her. So, anyway.
Yeah.
Doctor
Who is not the only important TV show that has a 60th anniversary.
Oh, yeah. What's the second?
Gilligan's Island.
Yes. Fun show.
Yeah.
Fun cast. It's not so much the beginning of his career, but it's the beginning of the pop culture kitschness of Sherwood Schwartz, who would go on to bring us the Brady Bunch. And I really did like this show growing up, Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, I saw it in reruns, but
Yeah, me too. I was not around when the show was on the air. But I think Gary was. But we're not going to talk about that right now. But no, yeah, these shows are popular and have been popular for a reason. Funny, in the case of Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
Well written. In the case of both Gilligan's Island and Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Shows that seem to understand its audience. And Gilligan's Island got so popular. I mean, with the amount of mail, because this is back before online, they used to actually send letters.
Yeah.
Bags upon bags upon bags of mail. And ever so often, you'd always get that random person that actually thought that these were actually people stranded on an actual island.
Yeah.
Wow.
And one last 60th anniversary. It's the 60th anniversary of The Outer Limits.
Oh, good show. Very good show. Let me just say, there's nothing like The Outer Limits for those late night scares.
Yep.
Nothing like frightening science fiction, which is what The Outer Limits pretty much was. It's Twilight Zone for the science fiction crowd.
And it was darker Twilight Zone.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. And they revived it. Thank you,
Several
Canada.
times.
In the 90s.
In the 90s, yeah. The Canadian version did very well.
The Sand King was I think the opener, right? Where they had the dude who was breeding those things in the sand and they were creating sand castles.
Yeah. Good stuff. And again, I will say that they should just give me control of the Sci-Fi Channel and give me 5 years to bring it back. I could easily bring back that entire network. I would make it a must-see network with just great science fiction properties and shows. But they'll never give me that opportunity because I'd be too good at my job.
Yeah.
So, and I'm too much of a fan because hiring fans, for them, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a Marvel fan, they'll never hire you.
Because fans won't go along with the message they want to force feed people.
That's not the only reason, but that's a major reason. Let's see. So we've already started out with Doctor Who, Gilligan's Island, and The Outer Limits.
Yep.
Wow. And I think Outer Limits was a CBS show. Gilligan's Island was CBS. And Doctor Who was BBC.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm so old I remember all that stuff. Anyway. Okay, so we're going to go to the 50th anniversaries now. And first up, we have Star Trek, the animated series. Which
What was that?
Yeah.
It's a joke, guys. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down.
Star Trek. Star Trek the Animated Series is a continuation, obviously, of the original series that had debuted just a few years before that. This is an opportunity to take the writers who worked on the original series and give them a chance to, wow, really?
Sorry, I'm sorry. It's very difficult. I'm sorry.
And give them a chance to actually, write some of that same level of material, but for animation, which was a novel idea at the time. And to bring back some of the cast members for that, well, everybody but Walter Koenig really got an opportunity to work on the show and introduce new characters. I gotta say, I definitely liked what I saw.
Yeah.
Some really cool episodes, and as far as I'm concerned, their version of Spock's Past makes way more sense than anything you've seen on Discovery. Just say it.
Yep.
So, have you guys watched a lot of the episodes of the animated series?
No, I've seen them all.
Anybody else?
Well, yeah, I'm sitting them all.
Been a while.
I know my dad still has the book somewhere.
That's right. They ended up turning those into books.
Yep.
Very well written books too.
Was that James Blish?
That's a good question. I want to say yes. I'd have to look that up. I'm sure there'll be somebody in the chat that'll correct us on it.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah, for wrong.
But yeah, very well done series. Nice vocal work from all of the returning cast members, and great opportunities for to introduce new characters, new planets, new situations, and in my opinion, to get us closer to what the original concept that they had in mind for Star Trek when they had launched the series. Because of budget cuts, the show wasn't allowed to be everything that Gene Roddenberry had originally envisioned. And this was a way to get them at least a little closer to that, while also taking advantage of how popular the show had become after its cancellation on NBC. By 1973, you were really reaching the apex of popularity for how big that show had become in syndication. And since they couldn't figure out a way of getting the entire cast back together, this was the closest that they would come for a few years. So,
The motion picture.
yes, until the motion picture. But wow, yeah, love that show. But look, I have a confession to make. I didn't watch all the episodes of Star Trek the Animated Series when it was originally on because of this next show. The other show that is celebrating 50th is Super Friends.
Yep.
Both shows premiered the same day, November 8th, 1973, at the same time on two different networks. Super Friends on ABC and Star Trek on NBC. And the ratings tell the story. Super Friends was a big hit. I mean, that show busted out. And by Monday, everybody I knew, everybody that I was going to school with, we were all talking about the Super Friends. And I know that Scholastic would offer different things for your parents, technically, to buy you in their little catalog. And that poster, that graphic title card for the show, they turned that into a poster. And that was an item I desperately wanted for my wall. Oh my goodness. Just nothing like it. The amount of talent. Oh, go ahead.
I'll say the Scholastic Book Fairs when you got that sheet that had all the stuff you want.
Brings back memories.
Yep.
Like the smell of mimeograph paper.
Yeah, that's something you'll never forget.
Yeah.
Well, there's something else that has an anniversary. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of good stuff that has an anniversary, like Sigma the Sea Monster, Speed Buggy came out here, and adult shows like Barnaby Jones and Kojak. But there was something that came out in 1973 that is probably one of the most influential things ever, and that's Schoolhouse Rock.
Oh, of course. For kids, yes.
Yes. Because if you grew up, when we grew up in the 70s and 80s and even into the 90s and all the way up into 2009, and you watched, on Saturday morning cartoons, between the cartoons, there'd be just little shorts that would teach you stuff about language and math and history and politics and just all sorts of stuff. And
well, I have to at least interject that it was only for the ABC networks because this was an
only
ABC
on the ABC
idea.
Yeah.
But it was a really good idea. It was a great idea to make learning fun in such a way and to do it in such a way where it didn't even seem like you were learning, and to catch the kids at a time when you knew they would be in front of the TV.
Yep.
Brilliant idea.
Nearly
music
50 years on, I still remember the songs.
Oh man, just concentrating on language and on mathematics, even government and American history. Wow, just brilliant stuff. I think they have. I think they recorded a CD of all the songs performed by major artists of the 90s.
Yep.
And they also, I think, put out all the original songs also. So if you go to Amazon, you could find that entire collection of songs and just play it for your kids now. Because you'll definitely be singing along.
Yep. But because I mean, like I said, if you were our age, that helped reinforce everything we were learning. And a lot of times it put us actually ahead of the curve because we would learn stuff before they would get to it in first grade or second grade or whatever.
Yeah.
We'd already know what a preposition is before we got up there, or a conjunction, or, how a bill becomes a law. We knew that well before we got into civics in the fifth grade.
Useful stuff.
Yep.
In some ways, I wish they had found a way of updating and doing more stuff like that, because I think a lot of people could have used more time watching that stuff and learning the songs.
Oh yeah.
But that's an observation. I think we have one more major show. 50th anniversary. And it's a show of that really, I know at least a lot of kids, especially a lot of young boys, really got into. Don Ranger Power. My introduction to the science guy was the 1991 animated series Back to the Future, referred to Bill Nye. Well, that's cool. This show would become an instant hit, instant classic. And I had the opportunity of meeting the star of this show many, many, many years later. It is the 50th anniversary of the $6 Million Man.
Yep.
Crazy.
That's so weird to me because I can remember watching the show. I'm having trouble, with that whole 50th anniversary of the $6 Million Man. Wow, that's sobering. in a sense, but it was a really, really good show. And it wasn't anything but just a show to sit back, relax, and amaze the kids. That's really what it came down to. It's supposed to be a spy show. An astronaut has an accident and ends up, being kind of sort of volunteered for a special project where they basically take his body and give him all of the. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Actually, $6 million man, 74.
74?
Yeah.
It's 1974?
Yeah.
Okay, because I just realized that sounds like the plot to RoboCop. Hold up.
Yeah.
Okay. Forget all that. Let's see.
But it was a good show. It's a good show.
It was a good show.
We'll celebrate it next year.
Yeah, yes, we will.
We're just a few months early.
Just a few. So let's go to everything that we have at the 40th anniversary level.
Oh, well, we could start with
Penny, Lee Majors. Yeah, you fell for him in the Big Valley, didn't you? I think a lot of ladies did. Heath. Yes. Well, I met Lee Majors. It was really kind of cool. In fact, I've met both actors I've met both the $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman, and they were really cool people to meet. Another reason why you should go to your local convention and check some of these performers out, because a lot of them are of a certain age, and you might not have too many more opportunities to see them, so you might as well get your opportunities in now. So, but yeah, 40th anniversaries. What are we looking at?
well, your 40th anniversary is we'll start with what's first on the IMDb list. The A-Team.
What?
Yep.
40 years.
40 years. Yep. I pity the fool.
Hello, Gap After Dark. How are you? 40 years. Gee. Oh, wow.
Yeah, 83 was a big year in stuff that I used to watch growing up.
And that was a show that was pretty much created to take advantage of the popularity of Mr. T after Rocky III.
Yep.
I mean, it's a good cast, but wow, 40 years. Ooh. Anyway, yeah. So now, let me ask, did you watch it the entire time it was on? Did you make it all the way to the final season, or did you drop off?
Oh, I was in and out. I got to remember, I was in high school. I went for the 83, I was 13. So, middle school, then high school was when this, when middle school, yeah, I was in front of the TV every night it was on.
Yeah.
That was one of the shows that we watched as a family. And, but yeah, older on, I've missed them, but I've since then watched them. I haven't seen them all, but I've seen the majority of the episodes.
How about
With
you, Steven?
me,
Oh,
Watch
go ahead.
what?
Lead it. Lead it.
Sorry.
Lead it.
I didn't mean to jump ahead.
No, go ahead.
I have kind of the reverse. Like I remember the show, I
Mhm.
remember the characters, I
Mhm.
remember they were in Vietnam. That's where they met. They are on the run. I know who's chasing them. I know why. But if you
Mhm.
ask me to pick out any specific episode, I draw a complete blank. Explosions, car chases.
Yes.
I know that, but that was every
Yes.
episode.
And the fact that they would fire so many bullets and basically not hit anybody.
I know, right?
Yeah, the exploding, flipping bushes.
Yeah.
Vehicle
Yeah.
hit a bush, it would flip over and explode.
We got a problem. Here, let's turn this vehicle into a tank. Look, I can make fun of it, but I enjoyed the show, to be honest. In the show's final season, I didn't pay too much attention, to be honest. They looked like they were radically changing the show.
I think that's where they were working for the guy that that was hunting them in the first place on the last season.
No. What it was, they ended up working for they met him in court, but what it was Robert Vaughn. They added Robert Vaughn to the cast, the man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah.
And they had an episode that I just learned about a few weeks ago where his former co-star from The Man from U.N.C.L.E. made a cameo appearance. So they had a mini Man from U.N.C.L.E. reunion of one of the episodes. So I'm looking to go back into that final season and find that episode. Yeah,
I just knew they ended up working for the government. I remember them working for the government at some point. So,
to work off all those years that,
Yeah, they were fugitives.
Yeah. Even though they were actually innocent of the charge. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's cool. What's our next 40th anniversary?
Well, He-Man of the Masters of the Universe came out in '83.
What?
Yep. 40 years old.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I'm having problems
Every
dealing
time,
with that.
every time you mention the show, I feel a new pain in the body.
Yep. Oh, I can make this worse. So
Don't do
No.
that.
keep going.
Don't do that. It's taking me a while to adjust. Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, 40. Oh, man. Are you sure that's 40 years?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I can deal with it. I got it. I don't got it. I'm dealing. Okay, I got it.
Yep.
Anyway.
He-Man's been out for 40 years.
That's definitely a show that could have gone way longer had they not tried to figure out a way of consolidating and trying to move everybody over into She-Ra. Not that there was anything wrong with it. It's just that you built up this brand based on bringing boys in, and then you're going to try to get these boys to play with a girl's toy.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And for a long time, they were the biggest example of how to basically shoot yourself in the foot, business-wise, until the MCU came along.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true. All that money they made, phases 1 through 3, and now look at them. Come on.
Yeah. Well,
this year's Choke Award goes to.
Yeah, it's also the year that Dungeons and Dragons came out. It ran the same amount of time that He-Man did.
Ooh. Oh, the pain. The pain. Oh. Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons. I remember that show. The CBS animated series.
Yep. You know what else came out in '83?
Syphilis.
Reading Rainbow.
Who?
Reading Rainbow.
Oh, that's right. LeVar Burton. That bastard. He blocked me.
Oh, Reading Rainbow.
Well, can't you blame me, though?
Dude, I literally contradicted him for saying that Star Trek portrayed him as a sexual deviant. That was a load of crap.
Oh. What?
Yeah, I remember when he was going about the Leanne Brahms episode. You know, the one who originally created the Enterprise when he fell in love with the holodeck.
Yeah.
Yeah, he claimed this was like a couple years ago. He claimed that they made him look like a sexual deviant. And I'm like, dude, you fell in love with someone's personality. It doesn't make you a deviant. It just means it's like unrequited love. It's like in school when you have a crush on someone and you don't know how to act around them. It has nothing about being a sexual deviant. And he blocked me for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, how dare you question his victim?
Yeah. How would I know? I didn't watch Star Trek at all. I was just assuming everything.
Well, first of all,
Yeah.
Fat Steven, I'm sorry that happened. And
Yeah, that's okay.
second of all,
He's the same guy who said consequence culture is a thing, dude. This guy, like,
Yeah, but his Reading Rainbow helped millions of kids
it did.
to read. So I mean, you really can't take that away from him, even if he's a jerk now.
No, I can't take that away from him. Honestly, that opening theme song was fantastic.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did a lot for kids. That's the type of stuff that should be still going on today with inspiring imagination in kids.
Yep.
Actually, they have a app that they continue all of that work on. So you can get the Reading Rainbow app and download that. And basically, to me, that makes a lot more sense given how things are today. If you really want to reach young kids, make it an app, put it on their tablet, and there you go.
Yep. Something else that came out in '83. Bob Ross's The Joy of Painting.
Wow.
The meme was born.
Yes. Wow. Happy
The man with the super fro.
And yeah, he had to have his hair done to do that. But you know what? Dude. Yeah. He is the king meme.
Yep.
Wow. I remember that show.
There's a lot of stuff. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff that I used to watch that came out then. But something else that came out and something that's still going. Wheel of Fortune premiered in '83.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, I was watching then. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune did premiere.
Yep.
Wow.
And for every one of those shows, we get stuff like Manimal and Automan.
Miss Automan. I those weren't the best shows, but I enjoyed them. They did something for me. Yeah, they were fun shows. Simon McCorkindale and Manimal with Melody Anderson, who was rocking the blonde locks. After every guy I knew fell in love with her after Flash Gordon.
I forgot Wizards and Warriors came out in '83 too.
Oh man,
with Jeff Conway from Battlestar Galactica, or not Battlestar Galactica, Babylon 5.
Yeah. Yep, and Taxi.
Yep, Taxi too. He was in Taxi obviously before then.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I'm skipping tons of stuff. Sally Jesse Raphael had her talk show in started in '93 or '83.
Oh, 83.
You don't have to skip it. We still have an hour to talk about '83.
Well, '83 was big for me because like I said, I was 13, so and I had my own TV.
And nothing wrong with that, man.
So
nothing wrong with that at all.
I watched a lot of stuff.
I went to my first convention in '83. So
mine was a few years later for Gen Con. That was my first con.
Oh yeah. Throw that in my face now.
Hello, Shrek PMC.
Yeah, hey.
Sure.
I think we are doing well. Yeah. Hopefully you're doing well too. Yeah. In fact, everybody in the chat. Everybody seems to be having a good time. Man, and
hey, Gap After Dark. Gap After Dark's here.
Real? Yeah. I said hello to Gap After Dark. You're just not noticing?
Yeah, I'm just now catching up. Sorry.
Kingsport Cal says. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying I'm going through this list, so that's why I'm behind.
And checking it twice.
Yep, checking it allegedly. Yeah, Legends.
One.
didn't do the list.
I know, Anima.
1 in 83. Come on.
Well,
Another genre show that came out was Tales from the Dark Side.
Ooh.
guys,
Ooh.
it
Where'd
is
you
that
laugh?
time of the
Yeah,
show.
we
of
got
the
to
show.
we got to do some merch break here.
Yeah,
Buy my
we-
merch.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy me another one of those shirts.
Yeah. I got to grab me one too.
I know, right?
Now that I can fit in them.
You know what?
Hey.
You buy one, I'll sign it for you. How about that?
Just
Yeah,
use
let's
hard
see.
R's when you sign it.
Well, that's good to know, Kingsport Cal. You're older than most. Yes, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Let's see. And he says, "Tales from the Dark Side" theme song scared the blank out of me. My dad used to watch that show while I was, of course, Tales from the Dark Side. Wow, just a straight up horror, cheaper version of a few other
Oh, yeah.
shows that are, yeah.
Yeah, and we had stuff like Mama's Family came out then.
Yeah, I remember Mama's Family.
Scarecrow and Mrs. King, Bruce Boxleitner,
Yeah, and Kate Jackson.
and Kate Jackson.
I was a big Kate Jackson fan. So,
The Hitchhiker on HBO.
ooh, I remember The Hitchhiker.
Oh,
Good show if
yeah.
you've never seen it.
Mhm.
Webster came out in '83.
Webster.
Yep.
What you talk about, Webster?
No, that's family. That's Different Strokes.
I know that's different shows.
Inspector Gadget came out in '83.
Yeah, I remember all those shows. Jeez.
And there was Terrahawks came out in '83 too.
Really?
Yeah, the Jerry Anderson show.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would have thought. Oh, yeah, it did. Wow.
So did Star Search, if you remember that show.
Star Search.
Yep. Ed McMahon
Well,
looking for
yep.
the
Yep.
precursor to America's Got Talent.
And American Idol.
Yep, American Idol too.
Wow. Yeah, I remember when that show hit and everybody was watching that.
Wow,
Because,
Mr. Wizard's World.
I think everybody was watching Star Search because they thought after watching Solid Gold for years, they thought,
Yeah.
well, no, I can do that.
Yeah.
I miss the Solid Gold dancers, though.
Oh yeah. The Mr. T cartoon was also in '83.
Oh, that was an NBC show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Name That Tune was from '83.
Well, the revival of Name That
Yeah,
Tune.
the revival. Yeah.
Name That Tune was actually a game show from the late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah.
So scary that I would know that.
Not really. You know everything.
No, I don't. Don't put that on me, man. I don't know. If I knew everything, I'd be a lot wealthier. So,
Yeah, but
oh,
like I said,
man.
there's a lot of good shows that came out then. There's a short-lived Outer Limits revival
Wow.
from 83 to 84, so it only lasted
Yeah.
one season.
Yep.
Oh no, I'm sorry. This wasn't the Outer Limits. It was some one of those science fiction shows that you have like the horror host kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just called it Outer Limits, and I'm like, wait a second, because I was like, I don't remember that, but okay, here it is.
Thank you, Anima. I realize I'm a lot of people's database, but I have feelings. I've got emotion.
Do I not bleed?
Yeah, yeah, but this list has, what is it? 1,000. I can scroll back down. 1,091 titles. So there's 1,091 TV shows from across the world that started in 83.
You know what, Anima? I totally, I can understand that. The fact that you are a kid of the 80s and barely know any of this makes you wonder how you even became I don't wonder. Come on. I don't wonder. Plus, I got it. Mainly just grew up in the 70s and the 80s. So,
yeah. So did I. That was, 70s and 80s is when I grew up. It was, that's when I was in grade school. So,
yeah. Yeah. By 1983, I was a sophomore in high school. So,
yeah, like I said, I was 13.
And I met Sandal Bergman at my first convention.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she was
Liz?
nice. She was very nice. It was
I don't doubt that.
downtown Kansas City, and she's from Kansas City. And I could not believe women like that existed. She was all legs. It's Latino Slant Paulie. Hello, Paulie. Congratulations, my friend. He's an author, everybody.
Yep.
And I think
Congratulations, Paulie.
I think he's got that campaign.
Yeah.
So yeah. Hopefully that's going well for you, my friend. I saw you on my other twin brothers show. R&B, the Bird Network. You interview real good, my friend. Let's see. So yeah, I think we've gone through the entire list. Look.
Yeah, I know we only were going to do the first three, but you want to keep going and just
let's keep going. Let's keep going.
All right,
I
1993.
Okay, here we go.
X-Files.
Oh, love it. Let me ask. Were you one of those fans? Were any of you the fans that actually, decided to watch the pilot episode and stuck with it, or did you catch up with it later on?
I actually caught up with it later on because
Okay.
there was another show I was watching at this time. I don't think it was at the same time, but it was started at the same year, and that was Deep Space Nine.
True. And hey, Paulie, Sandal Bergman, to meet her in person, she's definitely a dancer. She was definitely a dancer. I couldn't believe the ratio of legs to actual physical body she had. She was mainly just legs. But, I was a sophomore in high school. What do you think I was thinking about?
Yeah.
Wow.
What happened?
But 93 was an important year. Besides, we've got X-Files and Deep Space Nine.
Yes.
We've also got Babylon 5.
Mm-hmm.
What is this Babylon 5 you speak of?
Audio. Oh, really? What?
And for Don Don, 1983 was the Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, as a show, because technically they're older than that because they come from Japanese shows that they edited and through American or American acting and stuff in little scenes, kind of like they did with the original Godzilla.
Go! He's back, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, Fat Steven.
Yay!
I'll be right back.
It's okay.
Lois and Clark.
Yes.
Superman.
You know,
Beavis and Butthead.
So that must have been Frog Baseball and all that stuff's at least 91.
Yep.
Wow. Hardcore X-Files fan. You know what? I could see that. X-Files was just it was like nothing else on TV. When that show took off, I mean, the pilot was scary. It just became that show that you had to watch. And you would tell your friends, you gotta watch the show, man. It's so good. And to me, the first 3 seasons of the show were probably the best. Nothing against any of the other seasons. But that's back when they were still filming in Canada. Yeah. And the budgets were such that you saw everything. They put everything into that show. You know, Chris Carter and his writing staff did amazing work. And I just think that for a lot of the stuff that was actually going on behind the scenes and what ultimately ended up happening to the show, to actually show you how popular that show became so quickly, there was an interview on TV Guide where they were talking about the fact that they took, after the first season of the show, Chris Carter and some of the actors were invited to take a tour of the FBI. And that's where they realized they had messed up in their research. And they had to be corrected on Scully's clothes. The clothes that she's wearing in the first season aren't exactly the approved clothes to wear for the FBI. So by season 2, they had gotten her wardrobe all straightened out so that was more in line with what was actually worn by FBI agents at that time. And that's a show that just, I think it did more to bring more people into this kind of stuff than just about any other show of that period.
Oh, yeah.
Because it became a phenomenon. I mean, once that show hit, it was X this, X that, you know. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, he's returned for more. It's Fat Steven.
Sorry, no, I lost all audio out. I couldn't hear anything on any computer, so I had to restart.
Oh.
Yeah, that was
okay.
weird. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Now,
Allegedly.
Deep Space Nine
Yes.
instantly became one of my favorite Star Trek shows of all time because it was not afraid to tackle a lot of stuff that would have been considered taboo by even Roddenberry himself.
Yeah.
These characters, that space station, that story. I enjoyed the show, but for me, the moment Worf showed up was when that show just started hitting it out of the park.
Mm-hmm. The Klingon Dominion War and all that stuff.
Oh, geez.
Changelings. Yep.
There's just nothing like it. And the fact that they were able to do all that, get away with actually showing war and conflict in Star Trek. And I know to this day, there are certain Star Trek fans that like to say, well, you know, Deep Space Nine isn't real Star Trek. I get it. I understand it. Okay. But you also have to understand why that is, why it was important to show all of that, and how the characters handle that is what really makes it Star Trek. you could show battles and fighting, but Star Trek is always good about giving us motivations, giving us arguments, usually both sides of an argument, and then letting the audience figure it out for itself.
Yep.
And not telling them what to think or feel about a particular idea. Right, Kurtzman?
Well, it was also the first show in Star Trek that broke the post-Scarcity communist utopia that Starfleet was, or that the Federation was.
Yeah. Yeah. It showed a lot of hard choices.
Yeah.
And it showed how different war is. It's not something where, you can be stoic and make a lot of decisions and have success. It's not that at all. There are a lot of hard decisions. And seriously, what I loved about Captain Sisko is that it showed that it was not easy. In fact, he had to do certain things that would haunt anyone else. And it haunted him. I love that about the show. And I loved all those characters. It was just a great show. Now, that said, Babylon 5 was better.
I knew that was coming.
They were on par.
They were on par. Okay. You know what, Steven? You did it right. They were on par.
DS9 was weak at the beginning, but they started picking up traction the same way when the Shadow War hit with Babylon 5, it picked up its traction more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, post season one was a mixed bag on Babylon 5.
Yeah.
They had some good episodes, and they had some not so good episodes. But when you actually read the novelization to those episodes, they have a lot of more information packed into them. There were things that were cut out of the broadcast or things that they decided not to use in those episodes that they wrote into the books on purpose to give you more of an understanding and a wider view of the world. And even though things were cut, that did not mean that they weren't going to use it. That's how dense it was to that aspect. And again, I give Babylon 5 all the credit in the world for being the best at finding a legitimate use for all of the novels and comics and keeping everything straight in line with the plots that you had on the show.
Yep.
Star Wars couldn't do that. Star Trek couldn't do that. Babylon 5 did it. So
it occurred to me Deep Space Nine really didn't pick up in good quality until Sisko grew his goatee.
what are you saying?
Just saying.
What are you saying?
The interesting thing to me, going back to Babylon 5 for a minute, was I watched a pilot movie and I didn't like it very much. To be honest, I kind of wrote it off and I was like, okay, whatever. I'm done. It was actually until my dad started watching it and he had brought it up to me later on. He said, well, I've been watching this new show, Babylon 5. And I'm like, really? That thing's terrible. He says, no, it's actually really good. When did you stop watching it? So I stopped watching it after the pilot. He says, go back and watch it again. So I did. And then I'm like, so as that season progressed, I was like, okay, I see what they're doing here. This is actually really good. And I like science fiction that has the world building like that. And you start to go into all of these different cultures and, you had that one race that got like completely wiped out by a plague and everything. And you really started to feel sorry for them, even though they were just like background characters. Like once they are gone, there is like a hole in that universe. And I'm like, oh, wow, on TV, they're doing this. Okay. This is now it's reminding me of the original Star Trek.
Yeah.
And that's when it pulled me in.
I got to say, I think, and Steven will back me up on this, my advice to a lot of people that didn't know, and he disappeared.
Yeah.
To a lot of people that weren't familiar or fans of Babylon 5, I would usually tell them, uh, don't watch the pilot.
What?
I would tell them don't watch the pilot, that there were only certain episodes in season 1 that they could watch. Definitely
No.
Babylon Squared was one of those episodes you have to watch. I gave them like 4 or 5 episodes during the first season to watch and to skip the pilot. Now, Martin, I know you don't agree, but hold on. Let me tell you what I did though. I didn't say to completely skip over. What I did was, if you're going to start watching the show, it's about 4 or 5 episodes outside of just the pilot. There are 4 or 5 episodes to watch. Then go in with season 2 and watch season 2. Get all the way to just basically finish out the series. And once you've finished out the series, go back and watch the pilot. That's what I would tell people. The pilot is a nice look back, but it's also a very interesting, in my opinion, coda to the show. Because it takes you, it first of all, once you are done with the entire series, you appreciate the pilot more because you can see everything being set up. It makes it easier to see because the pilot is kind of hard to take, if you're not used to it. And I would tell people, between the novels and the comics and everything else, if you just watch the episodes, that's the way to really enjoy it. And then after you finish the pilot, then you can go ahead and watch all of the miniseries, starting with In the Beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my advice. Now, I'm not saying you have to do it that way. You can do it in the way you want. But if you want to bring in that maximum enjoyment, in my opinion, take this from somebody that actually sat down to watch all the episodes originally. It's about 4 or 5 episodes in the first season, and you watch those and go into season 2, because you at least have to watch enough to establish Sinclair, but to also establish all the other characters, because everybody is important in the first season. You got to know who Jakar is.
Yeah,
you've got to see him. You've got to see him the way that they painted him in the first season to understand and to appreciate the character development for a lot of these characters. Because Jakar goes from being someone who you don't like and turns into one of your favorite characters, and vice versa.
Yes. Yukari is almost a villain at the beginning. Almost.
Yeah. Well, seemingly. Once you understand what he and his people were fighting for, I'm not saying you have to agree with everything they did, but you at least understood them better. And again, that's what good writing, well-balanced writing, and trying to think ahead a little bit because of the questions that you're raising, both in terms of plot and character development, that fans are going to be thinking about. Because look, people who watch this kind of stuff, they're not passive viewers. That's the thing that you got to understand. That's the thing that a lot of critics of geek and nerd entertainment don't understand. We get made fun of the fact that we think through a lot of this stuff. And that's because we're really into it. We want to enjoy it. And if you're willing to do the hard work to earn our trust and viewership, it'll be worth it in the end. And you can understand in doing all of that why a show like, say, The Expanse is so highly thought of. Whereas Kurtzman Trek isn't, because it's not that deep. It's very, very, very shallow. You know, on original Trek, you had to worry about the Klingons firing and your shields and blowing up your ship. Kurtzman Trek, you just got to worry about them hurting your feelings.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Or your musical sensibilities.
Oh, geez, whatever. I'm sure Joss Whedon is sitting there going, "Hey, that's a nice try. It's a nice try there." You know, even in the way they decorate. I mean, they created the poster and the soundtrack. You know, they were trying to do once more a feeling,
Of
and they just
course.
did it very badly. You know, I'm sure that Joss got a laugh out of that. So
Yeah. Musical episodes are
they're difficult. They're difficult to do. They're not meant to be easy, you know. And with Kurtzman Trek, yeah, of course you did a musical episode, but hey, have you ever tried doing an episode of Discovery or Strange New World, where
It did suck.
where nobody speaks and be entertaining?
Yes, that I know what you're referring.
Yep, it's a Buffy episode.
Yeah, that episode is something else, man.
Hey, that shows you they had the crew. You know, that writing staff, some of the best group of writers. Look, I totally get it. Joss Whedon's not a cool guy.
Yeah.
Understand, but you know what? You cannot argue against the writing staff of that show. So,
Yep, they were good. And the thing about musical episodes, surprisingly, the Arrowverse did the musical episode probably the best in recent times. Of course, it helps that several of their cast members was on Glee.
yeah.
So, you know.
I watched it. I thought it was all right. I didn't hate it. Okay, I didn't hate it, so that's a major plus. But
And-
they go ahead.
And the puppet episode of Angel beats Once More Feeling every time.
Puppet Angel, the puppet episode of Angel beats a lot of different shows, musical episodes.
Oh man, that part when Spike looked at him and he said, "You're
Smile time.
yeah, Spike, you aren't. Don't say it. You are. Don't say it. You're a bloody puppet." That was awesome.
It again, this is one of the mysteries that I really don't understand. And this really does make Disney look bad. You know that a lot of writers today, writing for Disney and writing for Kurtzman Trek and all that stuff, you know they're all big Buffy fans. Why aren't you using Buffy? Why aren't you doing something within the Buffyverse? I mean,
Because Josh Whedon's problematic and nobody wants to.
you don't have to use them. You don't have to use them.
You don't have to use them, no, but they'll. The thing is that he's tied to that property. So
Yeah, but so are the other two people that managed to get themselves attached to it. That's the thing. The
You see
Kazooies.
that's lack of vision because anyone can take the show and say, "I'm gonna clean this up."
It's the thing about what. Do you remember when? Who is that? There was a young woman on Glee who's one of the cheerleaders. She was being touted as to being the next Buffy, and that was a production by the people who own the other half of the rights to Buffy. Because Joss created Buffy, but he only has half the rights. He has to share them with the couple who did the movie. The husband who's the producer and the wife who was the director of the film. And that's their logo at the end of every episode of Buffy. Even though they had nothing to do with the show. They never did anything with the show at all. But they had their logo. They just cashed the checks. So when it became time for them, when they finally figured out a way to do their own version of Buffy, Joss didn't have to say anything. You know, he definitely wasn't going to have it, but he wasn't going to say anything. And they tried to make this happen and couldn't. They couldn't get the financing. They couldn't get even fans excited. And that's when all the Buffy cast members tweeted that they weren't going to do anything with it. They weren't going to support it. They weren't going to do anything. So they couldn't get the show made.
Yeah.
You know, you can do something within the Buffyverse. You can add to it. The key is to gather up many of the original Buffy writers and to put them to work. That's how you do it. Yeah, Joss is persona non grata. You can totally work your way around him. But you don't actually have to reboot it, but you can figure out a way of adding to it, which I think would be the best way to go, because it would take forever to try to figure out which of these actresses today could replace Sarah Michelle Gellar. Let me give you a hint. None of them. So, and that cast, really? You're going to find somebody to be Willow? I'm sure there'll be a line of actresses all wanting to be Willow, and they're all going to play the role the same way. They're going to play her as someone who's struggling with her sexuality, which is not who Willow was in the beginning. You know, you might as well just have a show that adds to what Joss and the writers did, rather than tries to reboot it or reinvent it. That way, you're expanding the story, which is a positive thing to do. And you can create some brand new characters. And look at it this way. It's hard for me to think of it this way, but a majority of that cast, they're old enough to have kids that'd be old enough in high school now.
Yeah.
So, again, we go back to my original question. Disney, what's going on? You know?
Yeah.
I'm sure that Nelson Peltz and his people would be very amenable to doing something with Buffy, because that means they can make money, which is really what they're all about. You know, technically, when you run a business, that should be your focus there. You know, but that's just me. You know,
83 has a couple more shows I want to mention.
Sure.
One of them's personal to me. The other that I like. The other one is important. I think is important. Is Animaniacs.
Oh, of course.
You know, that was the one. You know, that was produced by Steven Spielberg, and
Animaniacs. I've met nearly of the Warners. I've only met Wacko and Yakko. I've not met Dot yet. So, oh wow, Rob Paulson was just a lot of fun to me.
Rob Paulson's brilliant.
He was just funny as heck.
Oh yeah,
Although
he is.
Next time I meet up with him, though, I'm tempted to wear my Ohio State T-shirt. See if he'll take a picture with me then. Because he's a big Michigan guy. Hint.
Yeah.
But
the other show that came out in '83 that I watched all of, I was first episode I was in, and I watched the whole thing. Unfortunately, it didn't survive, and that's The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr.
Oh my goodness, that show should have been huge.
Yeah.
See, that's a show that you could bring back.
Oh yeah.
Again, guess what? Disney owns that. Remember, they bought Fox. Disney owns that.
Well, you know what they will do with it.
Oh, yeah. Well, again, now's a good time to think about it. By this time next year, I fully assume that Nelson Peltz will have some say. You know,
when the bombshell drops, I think that's what everyone's waiting for.
Go on.
When the email bombshell drops, that's what everyone's waiting for. The fact that we got things coming out with the whole bot armies using to promote and say this is what we want when it came to the change of Disney and the socio-political platform, and it's paid for. Hold on.
Allegedly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Then it shows that they were pumping up their own audience of what they wanted to push as ideals, saying that everyone else was asking for. And it's bullshit. Excuse my French, but it is bullshit. I think it's reaching a point now where everyone is just sick and tired. We are all sick and tired because you have taken a brand. I think if Walt was alive today, I'd be like, what the hell did you do to my family safe environment? What have you done in my parks?
Really? Yeah, I really do believe that. I believe that. He would be incensed.
Six is here. Oh, Sixy, where have you been?
Hey, Six. Lovely Six. Would you like to come into the show for a moment, Six?
Yeah.
Get some of that female energy going.
Yeah. Before we jump on to 2003, there's one more show that I just noticed.
Okay.
Space Ghost Coast to Coast premiered in 93.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, that would be the birth of what becomes Adult Swim.
Yeah. Yeah. I really don't see how you can. Oh, she's. You know what, Martin? Go ahead and send Six a link.
Yes, I'm doing that.
Okay. I think Adult Swim, in and of itself, has been one of the greatest contributors to fandom.
Yeah.
You know, wow. Just wow.
Sea Lab 2021, you had Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Oh, jeez.
Archer, you had Brack Show.
Oh.
You had, what's the other one? It was Barnaby Jones. There was the joke in there as well. Killface.
Harvey Birdman. Harvey Birdman.
Yep.
Attorney at Law.
Yep.
Yeah, you had all that stuff, and then Drawn Together came in the same kind of sphere. South Park started coming, and then Mad TV, and you even had You Can't Say That on Television, and there's all that stuff, and that was the precipice of comedy, and then now.
Oh, jeez. See,
I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
I have to say that once Nelson Peltz takes over, my advice to a lot of creatives out there is that if you ever thought about doing something new with a property that they own, now's a good time to start prepping it. Yep. Because a year from now, they're going to be looking for ways to make money. And if you have a cost-effective way of bringing back a lot of stuff, they're going to probably want to talk to you. The Orville.
Yeah.
Well,
to jump on to
yeah, go ahead.
To wrap up, we got 2 more decades to do.
Okay.
2003 had a lot of big shows, but not necessarily genre shows. I mean, NCIS started in 2003.
Heck yeah.
2.5 Men, Arrested Development. But there's one particular show I wanted to mention.
Okay.
Well, there's 2. First is going to be The Venture Brothers.
Heck yes.
Nice.
Came out originally in 2003. And the other is a documentary show called Mythbusters. It started in 2003.
Mythbusters. Love that show. I got to say, Venture Brothers, nothing like it.
Nope.
There was nothing like it.
Johnny Quest.
Hello, Six.
Hello.
Hey, Six.
Thank you for the invite. What are we talking about? I walked in and I heard Steven saying butt armies. So
we're celebrating some
I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
That's a lot of nuts.
Steven's one of the smartest people I know on YouTube.
Of course.
Thank you. I'm now the smartest guy on Rumble, but thank you.
we're talking about
And
anniversaries.
Chinatsky.
I appreciate the word.
Hello,
Nice to see you.
Shinatsky. And we're basically talking about and celebrating all these major anniversaries of different shows that we've enjoyed and trying not to feel
And mourned.
mourned.
Mourning.
Trying not to feel old with some of this stuff.
Well, I know you've been talking about Buffy, man. I feel like I was a kid when that came out.
I think I was.
I love that.
What were you, 9 when that came out?
No, I was. I must have been a teenager, early teen, maybe.
Mhm.
I love that's in my top 3 favorite TV shows of all time.
Let me ask you, as a Buffy fan, which do
Angel's
you
better.
prefer? Which do you prefer? Do you prefer Buffy or Angel as
Angel.
a series?
Oh, Buffy.
Okay.
OG, yeah. But I love Angel too.
My
Okay.
favorite section of them is first 3 seasons of Buffy. I just feel that it kind of lost its way when she went to college.
Really?
I think the best arc in Buffy is when Josh locked Sarah Michelle Gellar in the closet with the rest of the cast, and then denied all of it. Oh wait, that was Justice League. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, because Buffy wasn't Buffy. Maybe they were hiding in a broom closet when the vampires attacked the school. That's what I thought you were talking about.
Oh yeah, because Giles was on the prowl. Come here, Buffy. I gotta show you how to use this stake. That's not a stake.
Man. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever cried harder over a TV show than when Buffy's mom died.
Oh yeah, okay. The Body, good
Yeah.
episode.
What about
Good
when-
TV.
What about when Spike sacrificed himself?
Oh, that was pretty good too. I liked Spike. He was fun.
What were your favorite? What was your favorite episode as far as a villain or an ominous force?
Willow's lesbian
that
kiss.
show.
Ominous Force. Well, as soon as you said favorite, the thing that sprung into my mind was the Halloween episode where they became their Halloween costume. And then
Wow.
after
that was a good one.
After they got their memories back, they still retained that knowledge. Xander I think he was dressed up as like an army guy.
Mhm.
And so even after they went back to normal, he still had those skills of being a trained person in the armed forces.
Yeah.
But Das Wolfen, I think, was trying to take us to the 90s. So let's
Yes.
go.
Well, actually, 2003 is where we are.
Oh, okay.
I got some shout outs then. Let's go back to Mad TV. We also got Paranormal Investigators, if everyone remembers that one. You had I guess Stargate was there in the 90s too? Late 90s?
Oh yeah.
That's including the film. You had Justice League, the actual animated series, Batman animated series. You wanted to shout outs with that one. What else do we have? Tiny Toon Adventures. Sorry.
Yeah, we're trying to keep. The concept of the show was this is like the
Anniversary?
the anniversary year. Batman animated series was 92, if I remember right, wasn't it, or was it 91?
Yeah, we celebrated that anniversary last year.
Yeah.
So we only celebrate once a year?
Well, we can celebrate it more than once, but I mean,
Well, yeah, but we're trying to
do
do the big ones is what we're doing. The
back to
10,
my
20,
corner.
30, 40. No, it's fine. It's just that was the original concept of the show.
Why are you yelling at me? I'm right here. Move me away from him. He's evil. White people scare me.
Yeah, but like I said, I mentioned Mythbusters because that was, while not a science fiction show, it has a lot of fans in our communities.
of course. Well, they were nerds and geeks like we were.
Oh yeah.
Getting paid to blow stuff up.
Thank you for finishing it after.
The ultimate job.
Yeah.
Getting paid to blow. Oh, I don't think that's how it works.
That's a different show.
Yeah, that was Skinamax. What are we doing that anniversary?
Oh wow!
Pop culture Minefield After Dark.
Oh, you're not helping, John. You're not.
I give this 3 faps out of 5.
What?
What year was Elky's Erotic Nights?
I don't know. When was Debbie Does Dallas? Debbie Does Dallas has an anniversary.
That was like
right?
70s.
It's got to have an anniversary.
Like 79, 78.
I don't even know.
Oh man.
Well,
this
something
is-
else that came out in 2003 was the Chappelle Show.
In SARS.
Ooh.
That's a seminal moment in comedy history, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
Ah, yes, the
Yes.
Black KKK. Gotta love that one.
Oh my god.
That was the opening episode. It was the Black KKK lyric.
That was good. That was really good.
Shit.
Oh man.
Why'd you divorce your wife? Because she was a lover.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wasn't that the same episode where they did like the it was like the HR like video for the printing place? Yo, I am the manager, bro. What do you want? Fuck up. Because fuck 'em.
The web series Red versus Blue started in 2003.
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
Gotta feel old.
How old's Fraggle Rock and the Muppets? Did we hit that at all?
Oh no,
Fraggle
they're
Rock was
80s.
83.
Yeah. No, that's Fraggle Rock Songs was 83. Fraggle Rock itself, I think, was 82 or 81.
And the Raccoons?
I don't recognize that one. That must
That's
be
a Canadian one that came on after Disney or right before. It was like an environmental cartoon.
I don't
Well,
recognize it.
Okay, Civil Sneer against the Raccoon. No one remembers that?
No.
Oh, sorry.
It wasn't big around here. Sorry.
Yeah.
I know.
You forgot SCTV as well. Sorry. I'm done.
Really?
What?
Did you guys even mention SCTV?
SCTV.
Yeah. We did a show about that over on Brian's channel a couple months ago.
SCTV was funny.
And
Oh,
even
yeah.
the hilarious House of Frightenstein must have had an anniversary too, right? We actually had Vincent Price in it, right? Where you would do like the weird quips and stuff.
Yeah, that's like I said, I don't know when that started though. So
Okay. Sorry, I'm getting off track. My bad. I'll go back to my corner.
Oh no,
That's fine.
no,
no, that's fine.
You're highlighting things, and that's good.
Yeah.
Burger King foot lettuce.
Oh, man.
So that brings us to 2013.
Okay.
Just a decade ago.
Ugh.
And a little show called Rick and Morty.
Little.
It's little now. It's just not the same.
Yeah, I think it's about time for that Community movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this season is just horrible.
Will the Community movie open with them tracking down Chevy Chase and killing him?
He's already dead.
Yeah, his character already passed away on the show.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm saying Chevy Chase.
Oh, the actor.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Oh, go meta
Wow.
with it. Great. Yeah.
But
Wow.
no, Blacklist started in 2013.
The Blacklist?
Yep.
It's still good. The newest arc sucks.
Yeah. Well, it's the final arc. It ends. It ends
Yeah,
this year.
well, without her, yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Did we mention
Vikings.
Sequest?
We did. Well, like I said, I was only paying attention to stuff that came out in
Certain years.
Certain years, like 63, 73, 83, 93, 2013, 2003, those years.
Okay, I'm sorry, my ADHD is out of control right now.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Vikings came out in 2013.
But Armies.
Wow.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Orange is the New Black, Hannibal, House of Cards, The Americans, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, sorry.
I liked Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I liked it.
Yeah, so did I.
Shield.
I know. I just wanted to be an advocate for.
And
ruining-
And I will say this: compared to a lot of stuff they put on Disney Plus, I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. would just be better than the majority of all the MCU stuff that ended up on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Porn would do
Yeah.
better on Disney Plus.
We didn't know how good we had it.
Oh no.
Right?
Yep.
See, that's the thing, though. I can go back and I've rewatched DS9 probably 15, 20 times, and I got no problem with that. Same with certain animes. I'll just go back and rewatch them again and again and again because they're the best background noise.
Yep. Though I call it agents of the limitations of the budget because it'd be like,
Yeah.
yes, there'll be Iron Man, and Iron Man went by. Wasn't it cool? It's just a shot of him looking out the window. Yeah, it was.
Hey, look,
Hey.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., all of the Netflix stuff that they were doing. I mean, wow. I cannot believe all of the stuff going on with Daredevil with Disney. That is just the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
They made him a cock.
Oh.
Walk of Shame Daredevil. Everyone remembers that, right? You know, like you're walking in the middle of the day. Oh, goddamn.
Yeah. In his costume.
Yeah.
Oh.
How can you tell that? Like, no, we'll never notice that Daredevil has changed cities for the whole time Matt Murdock is gone. He's just walking down the street during the day.
Yeah.
Kathleen Kenny yells out, "Put Matt Murdock, make him lame and gay."
He wasn't gay. He had relations with Green Hulk.
I don't fucking care. He's gay now.
Oh man.
Bates Motels 2013.
Bates Motel. Oh yeah.
Was Eureka around that time too?
I mean,
No.
yeah,
It was
Eureka
before
was
Bates
earlier.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Sleepy Hollow.
That didn't last.
That was a
lasted
TV
4
show?
years. Yeah, Sleepy Hollow. It was actually pretty decent. I liked it.
Wait.
First two seasons were good, yeah.
Wait. Sleepy Hollow was 10 years ago?
Yep.
Where the
I gotta
heck
look
have
that
I
up.
been?
Keith is looking for his walker right now.
Yeah. Orphan Black was 10 years ago.
Canadian made, thank you.
Tatiana Maslany.
Yep.
And then she
She is a
became
very
She-Hulk. And then
Oh,
she
man.
became She-Hulk.
S-H-I-T Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh, my
$25
God.
million an episode. Are you kidding me?
I think maybe Marvel exists as a money laundering scheme. That's
you. Correct. I can't say that word.
Oh,
My bad. I caught myself short.
Yeah.
Do we know which episode cost 25 million?
Each one of them.
It was each one of them? I thought it was one specific one that cost that.
They all cost $25 million an episode.
And you know why? Because they would finish the VFX and then Marvel would just change their mind.
See, I was going to say maybe it was one with Mark Ruffalo and maybe his payday for the finale or the because how many episodes was he in? Half of them? Or just a few?
Well, they didn't really pay him to act. They just paid him to stand there.
That's
Sorry.
true. Yeah, that was not his best work.
I'm still trying to figure out how the car flipped and he didn't go Hulk in the immediate danger. I thought they were on the same wavelengths at that point.
You're trying to be logical.
I'm sorry. Stop thinking.
Remember, he was using the suppressor.
Oh.
God damn it, Fat Steven. There's not enough gayness.
Can someone shut up that gay chicken, please? Thank you. Sorry. I meant rooster.
Anything else, John?
No, that's all I wanted to bring up because we're close to the end now.
Jesus,
I keep
downfall of television. What the fuck?
Look, they should just go ahead and do that final Avengers movie with all the original actors.
No, you can't. Look at Robert Downey Jr. right now. He looks like ever since he switched from the meat diet, he's turned into.
I know, but you know what? Yeah. I would rather watch him even looking the way he does now than to sit through any more of this stuff.
Keith, he's no longer
Iron Man.
Keith, he's not Iron Man anymore. He's Iron Deficiency Man.
Okay, I'd still do it. I'd still take it because can you actually say you would want to sit through the rest of what they have planned?
Yes. I'd rather have Axel Braun direct all that crap.
Ooh.
Oh, now you're talking.
That would be good.
Yeah, if deleted scenes can finally fill in the rest of his show.
RDJ will become Ironed Man.
You know, I'm not sure that every episode cost 25 million. I'm reading from the article and it says, all the while Marvel was bleeding money with a single episode of She-Hulk costing some 25 million. That doesn't say every single episode costs 25 million.
Well, I mean, you can also
read
it. You can read it the other way too. That they're using example that an episode of She-Hulk cost 25 million.
Yeah, I mean, I'm putting the direct quote in the private chat. I'm not saying you're
Yeah.
wrong. I'm just saying that's
Yeah.
what I'm extrapolating from that. So
Yeah, you're right. All the while, Marvel was bleeding money because I haven't read all of this article. With a single She-Hulk episode costing some 25, wow, but dwarfing Game of Thrones. Jesus,
She-Hulk
dude.
should not cost. That should not be Game of Thrones money. I mean, come on.
No.
That's what's in the article.
It
I
doesn't
know.
even look like they
I know
spent
it's in the article.
100,000.
I'm just.
I think Six might be right. It might be one episode, not all of them. It could be, yeah. It could go, and maybe it's gone to a range of up to 25 million per episode.
You know, but still, it's a
crazy.
streaming series. Why? Yeah, it is
Just
money
like Orphan
laundering.
Black
I mean, come
instead.
on. Yeah.
No.
She-Hulk wasn't even worth Canon film money.
Ouch, dude! Shot him with the dagger again.
It was stupid for them to do her CGI. All you had to do was get a much, bigger woman, paint her green, spend like $30 on.
Well,
green
Lizzo
paint.
wasn't popular yet.
Ouch.
Oh.
And Steven with 2 daggers.
So I'm sorry. My apologies to Lizzo fans out there.
GS fans.
Yes, the ones that don't get, the ones that don't when she. Never mind. I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm not. No, not doing
Yeah,
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that joke. I'm not,
do not
I was
get
saying
us
she does
ganked.
have fans when she the ones that don't have to sit on her with that plane.
All
Oh,
I'm saying
wow.
is when Lizzo steps on a scale, it says one person at a time.
Oh,
Oh yeah, no, that happened.
if
Yep.
the least worst thing that she's ever done is be overweight, it's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
things that come out of her mouth are really what the valid criticisms are for her.
Well,
I think
needs to go into her mouth.
Yeah, the most horrifying thing was that live footage of her chasing down an ice cream truck. It was.
Oh, dude.
No, I'm not kidding. I'm kidding. I'm literally kidding. She's not chasing. But no, the things that happened with her concerts and how she was pushing shit on her cast and her back end background dancers, her butt armies.
To tell her backup dancers that they're too fat.
Yeah. Meanwhile, she made that flute look like at the. Never mind. No, I can't. Diaphragm. Can't say it. I can't.
Oh.
That's just media's just. I don't think that we've grown older and we're just becoming jaded. I think it's literally proving that the more money you spend, the shittier the content.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody's thinking. Nobody's thinking anymore. They're just reacting. They're not thinking things through.
No.
Industry slit its throat and now it's going to bleed out.
So when you have the budget of a TV show, we'll say just an overall series, one season, if you could make a pie chart with the budget, what does the majority of it tend to go to? Is it the salaries for the cast?
Depends on the show.
For special
Depends on the
effects?
show. It depends on the show because
if it's Kurtzman Trek, the producers, because they have so many fucking producers.
Usually, and the budgets rise if the show is successful. I think they have it segregated into different areas, right? You have this much for special effects, you have this much for props, you have this much for the cast, you have this much for making sure they're fit, all that stuff, right?
Yeah, well, it depends on the kind of show that you're wanting to make. If you're doing a science fiction show that's let's say it's a science fiction show that we're talking about. If you're doing one that's in the far off future, that's going to be a huge budget because everything you make, you can't buy anything. You've got to make everything. So everything that you make, so your budget's going to be huge because of the sets and the costumes, visual effects. So the actors are way down on that list.
Well, and 3D printing has dropped that price quite a bit, though.
True, but you're still going to pay a lot because, for instance, if you're going to do a show like, say, you're going to make it a cyberpunk show, that's going to be expensive. And if it's something in the far off future, the further out you go, the further outrageous you make the show, as far as in terms of technology and power and all that other stuff, it's going to cost a lot more. It'll make it easier if you're doing it as a show with a couple of regular settings, like a bar, an apartment, maybe a headquarters for your main actors. And so if you keep that around, then the cost goes down over time because you're reusing those sets and you're not having to build new things. So you take your cost and funnel it into other things. Usually the cast, depending on the size of your cast. And then depending on what kind of show you're talking about, you might be able to get away with getting rid of shedding some of your cast over time so that you can at least afford to keep the show going. But that's just it's also kind of the same thing if you're going to do something in the past, because there aren't too many places now that exist that could pass for a lot of different places in the past.
Yeah.
The further back you go, the more money you're going to end up spending.
Yeah.
And creating costumes and all that other stuff to keep everything accurate. Because unlike doing something science fiction in the far future, we have records and museums and photographs for all that stuff, which means you got to be exact. You make a major mistake with a lot of that stuff, you're going to get inundated with people making fun of you for not getting certain things right.
No. I just need in the opening credits, the clothing was provided by Party City, and you'll be fine. I'm not wrong. Party City has better fucking costumes than half the shit we've seen lately. Rings of Power is a prime example. How is it running? Metal? Sorry, I said that word. And then you got the other. It comes to a point where even the horse wants to end its life. The show's bad. Mr. Ed went and took himself out. I don't want that bitch on my back no more.
Listen, Discovery is so unpopular. You're just going to see the original costumes at the Spirit Halloween store next year.
I just said that with Party City. I agree.
Yeah.
Look, ultimately,
allegedly,
we're definitely going to have a moment here.
Yeah, we are.
Over the course of the next year, there are going to have to be certain people out there that are going to have to get with the new program. There's something coming, and basically, it's not going to be kind to those who have profited over the last few years. They're going to have to get with this new program or get out.
How's the strike going, by the way? Who's still not working?
I'm not getting shit off the ground because I can't fucking pitch anything currently.
I mean, which guild is still on strike? I'm trying to.
The Film Actors Guild.
Actors.
Okay, so okay.
I caught that.
Caught
The
what?
Film Actors Guild.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
What? Going with what?
All I'm saying is Alec Baldwin is in charge, and it's going about as well as we think it would.
Yeah, that's what I read. 6. Yeah. I wasn't going anywhere. I was actually asking a serious question because I kind of tuned out from it. Because most of the time when I see Rachel Zegler and SAG-AFTRA, I'm just like, I'm going to go watch anime.
Yeah, Rachel Zegler. Weird, is it? Weird.
It's not 1937. There's your contract right now.
She's young.
Yeah, just because you're young doesn't mean you can't. You have to spout your naivety. That's the problem. They're letting their naivety taking over their ego.
She may be young, but she has handlers, which should actually be looking out for her.
Yeah, manhandlers.
Yeah, they're giving her glittery unicorn stickers just to get out of bed.
Oh, they're
all she has is gifts surrounding her that are pumping her up.
Yeah. They give her.
I got a call.
She's giving gold. She's giving gold. She's getting gold star stickers for every time she doesn't say something stupid on Twitter.
Wow.
You were a good girl today. You didn't cost us $1 billion. Thank you, Rachel. Shut up.
And Rachel, if you do well enough, we'll even give you the banana sticker.
If you do well the next month, we'll pop another air hole in your box.
Here, have some chicken nuggets.
Oh my god.
Oh
You have a
wow.
choice now, Rachel. Do you want the McFlurry or do you want air? Decide.
Juice box. Juice box.
Weird.
Like, what's the fairest one of them all? Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
By the
Yeah,
way,
definitely.
that's the most unrealistic thing about that movie. It's like, who's the fairest one of all? And shows Rachel Ziegler. At that point, the Wicked Queen should look back and be like, what are you fucking smoking?
And that's when she walks Snow White down to the city, and they get their names changed. You're now Evil Queen, and I'm now Snow White. Show's over.
It would be one thing if they had put, a horrible warty nose on her face, but we've seen Gal Gadot in costume, and she's beautiful.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything
yeah.
to try to make it that she's not the fairest in the land.
They should have. They should have.
Every guy's ogling her.
Yeah,
Every guy. It's not fair, but it's the way it is.
There's only one way to save this film right now, and it's to go down the venue of Terry Pratchett. I'm not kidding. I'm serious, because at least we know how Terry Pratchett's style is, and that's the only opening Disney has right now.
No, Fat, you can't. You know why? Because Terry Pratchett is intelligent and clever, and we know Disney can't do either of those.
Yes, they can. They
For
just
right
copy
now.
every other things.
For right now,
Well-
once Nathan Peltz is able to
Nelson.
get his seats.
Nathan.
I'm sorry.
Nathan.
Nelson Peltz
What
gets
multiverse
his
are you in?
seats. I am in a different one. And
His other
it's,
brother, Nathan.
Yeah.
Well,
And you got Ike Pearlbutter. He's coming too.
I have a potential plan. There is
Yes.
always the Willow route.
I love the Milwaukeeans.
You can put the movie down as a tax deduction, like what they
and
did
not
with
release it?
Willow. Yeah, they will lose less money that way.
Oh yeah, Anima, I'm with you. They come after Discworld. I'm burning down the Magic Kingdom.
Oh no, they're just gonna
Oh,
change.
jeez.
They're gonna change one letter in
What?
Discworld, and it's gonna be with a K.
What? No, the
What's-
daughter's already doing that to Discworld.
Yeah, wasn't there already a Discworld series?
There's been there's been like special movies. I don't think there's ever been
Yeah.
series. There's been adaptations from the books. Like I think it was the Postmaster, the Hogfather, which was the Christmas one, and I think there was one other one with the wizards, right?
There's been several actually.
They're really good.
Yeah, there's Color Magic was done. Has Sean
That
Astin
was
in it.
great. Yeah, that was great.
They've done the one with Mort. What was it? And the daughter.
Dead Letters, I think, was one with the post office, and then there
Yeah.
was Hogfather, which was like the Christmas. and
Father,
stuff.
yeah. And then
that-
there's the animated the Weird Sisters,
Oh yeah,
which is about the witches.
yeah. If you
Yeah.
like crazy shit, Discworld's.
And then they did that stupid piece of crap series. There was a series. I forgot about it because it was so bad. But they did one about the Watch that was not even anywhere close to what the books are like.
Oh
that's what I was
gosh, I
thinking of,
remember
yeah.
that. Oh my gosh, that was bad.
What did you
Ooh.
say, Six?
Since I got into this YouTube community, I've been complaining, I wish that they would take more fantasy science fiction books and put them on screen. And then they did Wheel of Time and Rings of Power. And now I'm just kind of humbled and not, I'm
Beware
done
what you
saying
wish
that.
for.
Six. Have you watched
Yeah.
the series of the Sword of Truth that was based off I think it was Terry Goodkind, the Wizard's First Rule and all like that stuff? That was a series way before.
No, what is that called? I'm going to write it
Sword
down.
of Truth. The book series is fantastic.
Yeah.
But they did another one. They tried to adapt it to TV. I think it was on Global in Canada, and
It was on TBS here.
Was it bad?
Six.
the books are always better.
Yeah.
Six. I do have one question then.
Yeah.
Where did you find a monkey's paw?
A monkey's paw.
Oh,
I bought it at a garage sale. This crazy old lady lives down the street, and
monkey's paw. No. It was a wishing stone.
She was
got
screaming
it.
about trolls and Ernest P. Worrell.
It was a wishing stone. Actually, it was a guy who
I was at
gave
the
her
zoo
whatever-
and a gorilla threw it at me.
Yeah, the store was called Dick World. I was really confused.
Oh, gosh.
So I meant Discworld.
Oh.
Well, supposedly they're going to remake Aragon.
They did in the Wizard of the Coast cards. He was black now.
No, that's Aragon, not Aragorn.
Oh, my bad. Wrong guy. Wrong guy. My bad. They all look the same to me.
And I'd be fine if they made him black. I don't care. But make him.
Couldn't be any worse than that first movie they did.
Oh, that was horrible.
I'm waiting for the I'm waiting for the white adaptation of Roots.
Oh gosh, Steven.
That's the show, everybody.
Shut up. That's funny.
Nice knowing you, everyone.
That's funny. That is funny.
Canceled.
Look at John. He's turning pink.
We're over now. So
no, we're not. Shush.
John's migraine is.
Listen here,
really
Penn Sajak. That was funny.
Just even cancel my black card.
I'm not on YouTube. You can't cancel me at all.
One thing before we go, after today, I'll miss us having monetization.
Yeah. Legend of the Seeker. That's it right there. War Monkey. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, wow.
I just want to say to the powers that be at YouTube, I am not affiliated with Fat Steven. I do not know this man. Allegedly. I do not know this man. I've never seen or heard of him before. Please don't suppress my channel any more than you already have. Thank you.
That's a lot of nuts.
And I'm black.
I love nuts.
Come on, man. That was funny. Stop making it look like I'm trying to destroy channels.
What are you trying?
Where's your channel?
Well,
she's just in charge of everybody else's.
Well, let me at least just first of all say thank you to everyone in the chat. Thanks for keeping all the conversations lively.
Yep.
Yeah.
And oh wow. And also thank you to Fat Steven
for demonetizing the channel.
Yeah.
We are so fucking fired.
I'm disabled and mildly retarded. Leave me alone. Stop picking on the minority here.
Mildly?
Steven.
Mildly disabled.
Ouch.
Martin, quiet down there. I will come down and kick your Milwaukee ass. I swear to God.
I'd also like to thank Six.
Where's the theme song to Roots? I want to play it now.
Thank you so much for the invite. I appreciate it.
You are
I had
always
fun.
invited. You are
Thank
always
you.
invited.
Okay,
I retake
the
my
long-suffering Six because she has to put up with Fat Steven sometimes.
I'm sorry, John.
Steven's the best. Honest to God, like some of my best, favorite, most powerful memories and experiences on YouTube have been on panels with Steven.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
He is the foundation of me on YouTube. He really, really is. And so is this channel, Pop Culture Minefield. Keith and Gary, absolutely.
Well, thank you.
And I would like to retake my comment about the Roots. I think a white version of Sanford and Son would be so much better.
Oh my God.
Well, it was.
I only say this. John doesn't want to make eye contact with the camera.
I'd like to say,
Son.
I didn't say that.
Just finish your two white midgets called Sanford and Son. You're good.
Oi.
Anyway, on Rumble.
Oh yeah, you'll be able to catch me on Rumble next week. Wow.
Yeah.
Rumbling. It's a documentary about Keith's indigestion after the show.
Oh wow. Anyway, thank you to Deleted Scenes.
Babylon Black.
Thank you.
That's gonna be a show soon. I guarantee
it is.
Spinatsky. Thank
George
you.
Bush doesn't care about black people.
Yeah, in space, there no one can do catch and release.
Oh no! No!
Special shout out to Little Britain. That has warped my mind.
Wow. Thank you to John. Thank you very much, John.
Oh,
yes.
I didn't do anything, but okay.
You will be. You will be.
You kept us on track, John.
Yeah.
I tried. It was like herding cats. I mean, come on.
And of course, everybody's good buddy and friend, Martin.
Yeah.
Not my friend.
Yay, Martin.
Hey.
The rock upon which this show is built.
I know it.
And a special shout out to slave culture, wherever you
Oh my
go.
gosh.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Why? Why you do that to my eyes?
I just became a
All right.
lesbian.
Damn.
Really? You became a lesbian? All right. Either.
Well,
You guys need to grow up. Come on.
tomorrow's show. Will there be a show tomorrow?
Yeah, I won't be there. There'll be a show there. Don't worry.
well, depends on what YouTube decides to do.
Oh,
But
yeah. Stop it.
let's just all agree not to tell Gary and let it be a surprise.
We'll just deny.
Gary, good news. We're going.
I'll blame Shanatsky.
Yeah, Ishinatsky's fun.
Yeah, can we do a hashtag blame Shanatsky? Make it 10 folks.
It's all 5 jokes. I don't know what happened. Now you have to do the
What the
community
fuck did I
guideline.
do?
Look, Kathleen Kennedy got away with doing this for one of her films. So if you just take the blame, Shanatsky, everything will be fine.
Yeah.
Let's put that white privilege to use. I do.
I'm black.
Yeah. We're doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Well, you guys are doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tomorrow.
Yeah.
But, with
And
Tom and Gary. So
If we still have a channel tomorrow.
if we still have a channel, yeah.
All right. Don't forget to check out your local Dollar Tree. You can find something great that George Lucas recommends.
And Keith and Gary will be working there after their channel
Yeah.
goes up in a
Yeah, they're selling their merch
blaze of
there.
glory.
Yeah, you guys are being mean.
Listen, I recommend the New Republic bucks. You
High
can get
Republic.
10 for $1.
God.
If you need toilet paper, the High Republic will be there. Make every shit an EU legend.
Oh.
It's a fucking rock.
I
Fire
did like.
rock.
I really did like doing this show. I did.
I did too. I can't be held accountable.
Kathy, I have a brilliant idea. You remember the pet rocks? We can bring them back.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Did
think
they
she got
actually
Geo
connect
from shaking her head. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Anyway, well, I guess that's it.
God willing.
Yeah.
All right. Special shout out to all you title tales out there. Bite me.
I just want to say, bad Shanatsky, bad Shanatsky.
I hate you.
And remember, wherever
Don't
you
forget-
go, there you are.
Yeah, don't forget to tag Shanatsky's at fault on Twitter. Keep it going. We want to see it right there in the trending. It's all Shanatsky's fault.
They will
John,
cancel me. I'm
I
black.
think now we need to change that saying. It's like no matter where you go, there you are demonetized.
Well,
Wow.
Yeah.
I think Steven's an expert at that. I think he's been demonetized more times than anybody.
I've been demonetized twice and I haven't reapplied yet. On the second time, we could
Only twice?
Yeah, only twice.
So you decide to share that experience.
I'm sorry, I'm
Share
waiting for
this
the
kid.
laugh track to kick in. Where is it?
There it is.
Oh.
It
Oh,
was at
Anima,
this moment
please.
he knew he fucked up.
Anima. I thought we were friends, Anima. You can't do that to us.
Yes, again.
She's probably already texted Gary
He's
and let
making
him know.
shorts out of it. Can you believe what Steven said? And the reply was probably yes.
She's clipping it and sending it to him. We love you, Gary. Sorry.
It wasn't my fault.
Canada, by the way.
Yeah, it was his
Can't
fault.
blame me for everything.
For fuck's sake.
Well,
man, grow up. Come on.
You can find me on my new show next week. Pity the Black Guy.
Yeah.
Wait, you're going to Detroit?
Yes, I am. Where all my people are from.
Oh, yeah. We're going to do a documentary called Keith Tries Flint Water.
Oh, geez, that'll be very short.
Yeah.
The episode after that is Keith meets Elvis.
Keith and Bubba Hotep live.
And that's when I woke up with you sitting right here, Jesus.
Oh, I didn't know they were calling me Jesus, but okay.
Well, kid.
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta end the show. I'd love to stay here and run the show into the ground further with the rest of you, but I think I'm gonna be getting a phone call.
assholes.
I'm gonna be getting a phone call real soon from Gary. And
call officer.
I have to come up with some sort of an explanation, like I was sick.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm still getting over the global pandemic. That's my excuse.
There you go. Oh,
I'm still a little feverish.
Yeah, I don't know what I was
We
saying.
need you to do it.
You know what? I'll just tell him you can't question me because I'm black.
Or
There
you
you
just
go.
edit, or you just edit the show in the studio and cut off the last 20 minutes.
You know what? That'd be great, but Anima's already ratted us out.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I mean, believe your lying eyes.
You're
or
not going to
trust
get
your
to. Okay,
girlfriend.
someone check the studio. Tell me if you have limited ads or not. And yeah, if you don't, you're fine. Fuck you, Shinatsky. I love that.
Listen, we just end it like Wayne's World. We just fade to black and let the.
Oh,
credits
that's
roll out.
racist.
Yeah. Why is it always got to be black at the
Hey,
end?
can't you fade to white?
Yeah. Let's fade to white.
You
Go to
can.
the
What?
light. Go to the light,
Light.
Shinatsky. Go to the light.
Go to the light, Caroline. Go to the light. Not that light. No.
Well, it's because due to budget cuts, thanks to Steven, the light at the end of tunnel has been turned off.
Tune in to Steven on Rumble. We're doing Mario Kart tonight with other Rumble partner creators. That should be fun. I'm gonna.
Hey,
be listening.
I guess I'll be debuting exclusively on Rumble next week.
You should. It's a good place.
Nothing against Rumble or any other service. But to everyone at YouTube,
OnlyFans.
Only no.
We love
no,
you,
no, no, no.
YouTube. Please forgive us.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love you sometimes, just not today.
Actually, it's not my channel. Do whatever the fuck you want, YouTube.
Yeah.
Thank you, Six.
Oh man. Hey Paul,
Actually,
do you have any
blame
job
the help.
openings?
Yeah, blame
Just end the
the
show.
He's
Just end the show. Just do it.
Milwaukee. He doesn't speak English. Blame him.
Martin. end
Hello,
the show.
Hex Allen Comics. You picked a great time to show up. And now, a word from our sponsor.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Does this look infected?
Wait for
Good night,
it.
everyone.
Well.
End the show.